Hello and welcome to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Will Lou. Reminder, we're streaming live on Sportsnet's YouTube channel and airing live on Sportsnet 360, Monday to Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Alex Wong. Alex, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you on this beautiful Friday, Will?
Why are you dressed like you're about to rob something, man?
Oh, come on, man. Yesterday I was a poker player. Today I'm a thief.
I'm just saying.
You're about to see all kinds of fits because we are going 2 hours starting next Monday. Just another reminder.
Okay.
So 1 to 3. So make sure you tune in.
That's right.
An hour earlier. Otherwise, you might not see me. But yeah, let's get right into it today. We're going to talk about one of the most important people in Raptors history. He was born in the Tianjin province of China. No, we're not doing a whole hour on you. You're not in the April Fool's spirit today, I can tell.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I feel like April Fool's is like overdone, man.
Well, the world's a joke, so like nothing's funny right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, LeBron tweeted out, like, I'm done for the season, see you guys in the fall. And I'm like,
off the side of the backboard. Side of the backboard. And then the Raptors are up 3 with 11 seconds left.
Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
But yes, Kyle Lowry is coming.
The show, please.
Kyle Lowry is coming back on Sunday. He dropped a Players Tribune essay this morning that everybody should check out. A little short, you know.
Only take a minute of your day.
Yeah,
like, I'm
short.
serious.
You could fit the whole story into a quote graphic.
It's the first player to write a haiku in the Players Tribune.
He said, you want 800 words, you're getting exactly 800.
No, that's the Alex Wong approach to work, man.
Oh, come on. It kind of just ended really abruptly, but it was a
sweet
really,
letter
really
to sweet. Yeah.
It was a sweet letter to the city.
Like it would have fit in a Hallmark card.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Might have to get that for you guys for Secret Santa next year. But yeah, Kyle Lowry is back. We're going to draft some of his favorite moments here in Toronto with Iman in the second segment.
I can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, no,
a lot of prep for that one.
No,
I've never seen you prep this much too, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you said you had 17 items.
Yeah, because I've been called out as the Danny Ainge of drafting.
Yeah.
I will say, though, not to make excuses, you know, I'm very kind, so our guest always gets the first pick.
Oh,
you always get the second pick.
Right.
I'm also really ambitious. Like, I draft moments that you guys aren't even thinking about.
Yeah, so
is the problem.
Not to spoil the draft, but yeah. I came in today. You know, Alex, came in with lunch. McDonald's, second day in a row. It's all good, man.
Had to pay for my own fries today. Yeah.
But, you were like, look, I know we're going to do this draft today, but can you just please not take Kyle Lowry crawling between George Hill's legs?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Alex, how long have we worked together, man? Of course I would never take that from you. I know that's going to be your first pick.
No,
just like when you took the pandemic as in the Raptors villain draft.
I might draft the pandemic today. No, but you threatened to take that with the first pick. And then I would have offered you for my next 4 picks.
I told you I could have taken it and made you trade up.
Yeah, I'm Sam Presti today. All picks are available. But yeah, man, listen, when you think about Kyle Lowry, and you know, it's been almost a full season without him now, like, what are the first things that you think of about Kyle Lowry and Kyle Lowry's importance to this franchise?
I mean, I think first off, like, the fact that he hasn't played in Toronto since March of 2020. Oh, no, February of 2020.
Yep. One of the last games was that George Hill game.
That was the second last game. The Raptors also played a game to Charlotte. They lost that game. Yeah, which was a random game. But essentially, that last game was played in February of 2020, right? The pandemic, and at least on the western side of the world, like that's when the shutdown started to happen. But, like, that's more than 2 years ago. That's such a long time that we haven't seen that man who is more associated with the Toronto Raptors than any other player, really, in history, really. And that's why he's the greatest Raptor of all time. And I think it's just going to be such an emotional moment. Like, it's so overwhelming to think about Kyle and his return and sort of what the feeling will be like in the arena. And for me, on the media side, I'm thinking about, like, how am I going to cover it, right? What are the things I want to say in advance? What are the things I want to, like, organize my thoughts a little bit? And I couldn't really do it. And the reason for that is just, like, there's too many things to mention. There's too many, like, emotional notes. There's too many things that Kyle means to the city, to the fan base, to the teammates, to the arena staff, everybody, that it's too much to organize. It felt really overwhelming. And the only experience that I could really compare it to in terms of the anticipation, in terms of how much is going to be going into this game, to me, it reminded me of, like, going into the NBA Finals, going into Game 5 when the Raptors were potentially on the verge of winning the championship in that game, right? They lost. And then, of course, going to Game 6 and that feeling that same anticipation again. That's kind of how I feel here, where it's like, I know it's going to be super overwhelming, and my approach will be probably what I did in the NBA Finals, was just like, I will try to absorb it, try to feel as much of that emotion, try to, remember it all and sort of feel it in my soul. And then when I get a chance to cover it, I will try to, unleash all the feelings there. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be such a great game. And honestly, it's so funny that we have this random Orlando Magic game.
Oh, yeah, by the way, if you're tuning in for a Magic Raptors preview, what's wrong with you? Like, it's not happening. I'm really scared about the game tonight, though. It feels like all the makings of a trap game, but hopefully the Raptors take care of business.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Orlando is very much in the business of losing games, so they want to secure their spots, in the lottery, and
Cleveland lost last night too, so the Raptors can go 3 up with 5 to play to avoid
which would
the play-in.
essentially clinch it,
Pretty much,
right? What would you tell me last time? It was like, if the Raptors went 3-3, Cleveland would have to go 5-1 or 6-0
Yeah, they would have to go 5-1. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the Raptors looking good. A win tonight would pretty much, I think, get them there.
Okay.
Barring a disaster. They could even catch Philly, but we'll save that for next week. So it's about Kyle. Yeah, I thought when you were saying you haven't felt this emotion of someone returning, of being in the arena, I thought you were going to say Goran Dragic is returning.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
I guess no. Okay.
There was the same feeling, but just in the opposite. Like, it was more negative.
Yeah, but you also had to gather your thoughts for that one.
No, I didn't have to
think about
anything.
What you were going to shout in the radio booth, the things that I've seen and heard. But yeah, no.
Why are you hyping up the radio booth the way Solange talks about the elevator with Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Well, good comp. It's always great when the comps are non-Raptors.
Oh my God!
But Kyle spoke to the Toronto Star earlier this week, and he said, "quote It's a moment of me appreciating them," and he's referring to the fans, appreciating them and them appreciating me. I think I appreciate them more than they appreciate me because I wouldn't have been able to do half the stuff I did without them. I thought it's interesting he mentioned too, it's like, I think the love that we got, I think the fan base that we developed and got, like we didn't turn them into full Raptors fans because the Leafs are still number one. And then he went on to say the Leafs are the Leafs, but the Raptors were the Raptors. But we got to a point where the Raptors just kind of stood on their own. And I think that is part of Kyle's legacy as well here in terms of the era that he helped shepherd. And I think DeMar deserves a lot of credit for that too. Mm-hmm. But, like the interest in the Raptors, like and the growth of the fan base and all of this, obviously the championship run did a lot for that. But, when you point back to this era in like 5, 10, 15, 20 years, I think you're going to have to start the conversation with Kyle Lowry.
I think absolutely you would. And I think the coolest thing, so first off, I mean, look, to be clear, there was a big Raptor fan base even before the Raptors got really successful, right? And in that success, a lot of people deserve a lot of credit. It wasn't just Kyle. However, I think the most unique experience and the reason why Kyle was so revered, number one, I think he was the number one contributor, okay? Contributed to more wins, won the championship, completed the whole story. But I think most importantly, he was like one of the central figures because the way for a lot of Raptor fans, and we know the basketball fan base does in general skew younger and things like that, but like there's a whole generation of Raptor fans that grew up with Kyle. Whether that was the fans that came into the team in 2013, 2014, the year they win 48 games to win the Atlantic Division. They got bounced in the playoffs, whatever. But like that season, the serendipity of it all, how unexpected it was, how much fun it was watching them. To be honest, very similar to this season. Low expectations coming in. You trade a veteran. You bring in someone who can help your bench. Thad Young is this year's version of Pat Patterson or Gravis Vasquez or whatever. And like they really make a huge run in the second half of the season. And that from that point onward, and think about it, 2014, there was just so much time in between then where the fan base really grew in number. I think grew in prominence as well. Masai obviously helping that cause, and guys like Dwayne Casey, Jonas Valanciunas, DeMar DeRozan, like lots of guys. But really, you went through the whole lifespan of what it is to be an athlete with Kyle Lowry. Coming here to Toronto, not a very heralded move. Remember, he was plan B. The Raptors' plan A was getting Steve Nash at age 36, right. 37.
Brian Colangelo had a whole like PowerPoint presentation, a whole pitch for him.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky. They got Wayne Gretzky.
The great one, yeah.
The great one. To record like a video or something for Steve. And they were going to offer Steve the most money. And Steve was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go to the Lakers and play like 5 games there. Remember that, right? This is going to be fun. Sports Illustrated cover
Right.
with him and Dwight Howard. No, but seriously, like Kyle was Plan B. He comes here, and then the way he built respect for himself was the way he built respect for the fan base, was the way he built respect for the franchise. And of course, there were lots of sharp lows. 2015 being the lowest moment when they got swept in the first round by Washington. But they just kept on building. And then we got to see Kyle at that summit. We got to see Kyle Lowry, first ever Raptor player to lift the Larry O'Brien trophy. And remember, Serge made sure that it was Kyle who got it first, because Serge took it out of Larry's hands and was like, yo, give me that thing. You didn't do anything. Thanks for the money, but this is the player who really did it for us. And to see that whole journey happen, and then to even see the epilogue, right? I thought the bubble was a huge moment for Kyle. I thought that season afterwards, the championship defense season, was a huge moment for Kyle. Even in moments in Tampa, it was big moments for Kyle too. So you rarely get that full lifespan with one athlete in one city, in one fan base. And there's an entire generation of fans that will be in that building who will be there to cheer on Kyle. And I can't wait, man. I really can't wait. Sunday can't come soon enough, and I don't know why they're playing the Magic tonight. Can we just take the win and go, please?
Just, rock, paper, scissors the game or something, man.
No, I mean, I want better odds on that. But.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I think the lifespan thing is a really good point, because you talk about there being a Raptors fan base already before Kyle came here. And, the Raptors fan base was so used to having these short spurts of seeing star players lead them and not really finish their story here, right? Like, you can go all the way back to David Stoudemire being here and then getting traded to Portland. We know what happened to Vince Carter, Chris Bosh leaving for Miami. And it looked like at times when you talk about those low points in the playoffs that Kyle Lowry was going to be remembered as a player here, but wasn't going to be remembered as a player who was part of a championship team, who helped finish the story. And I think that's the other incredible thing about Kyle's tenure here, too, is that he did get the full story.
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi, too, but Kawhi's stint was shorter than Kyle Lowry's Players Tribune essay.
Oh,
so
come on.
Kawhi's Players Tribune essay was like, hello, thank you, goodbye.
He's a,
He won the championship, ran straight to Jeremy Castleberry and his uncle, said, thank you, Pascal, thank you, Fred, thank you, Kyle, and then hung out with Serge for 5 days and left. But it's not about Kawhi today. It's about Kyle. I think it's that's the part for me that's I think is great. And I think about the Tampa season too, as frustrating as it was. Like, I remember when they played Denver before the trade deadline.
Yeah,
right?
What a game that game
and
was.
He had such an incredible game. And you remember, like, you were on the Zoom after the game. Like,
it was 25 minutes.
It was 25 minutes.
Did a whole podcast.
Drake FaceTimed in, right?
Yep.
At some point, and that was his farewell. Like, he gave.
No, he told Drake, "I'll call you back." I'm talking to Doug Smith right now. I'm talking to Josh Lewenberg, your boy.
Yeah. Shouts to my boy.
Yep.
Number one, J. Lou.
I hate when you say that, man.
Anyways, but yeah, J. Lou, by the way, has a great story on Kyle today where he talked to a lot of former teammates. And so does Doug, by the way. Actually, I think that's a really cool sign of respect from Kyle too. From one OG to another, right? To give that exclusive interview to Doug. Yeah. Which was awesome. It's gonna be you and Chris in 20 years. Come on, man. Speak into existence. Eric Kareen at The Athletic had a great story too, talking to former teammates. Everyone should check that out. But yeah, I remember that Denver game. He was a plus 43 in 33 minutes, even though he only took 5 shots and scored 8 points. And that seemed like it would have been a perfect send-off for Kyle, because that was, I think it just spoke to his impact on the floor.
He went like this to the camera.
Yeah. He said goodbye to the camera, and then Masai said the next day, not yet,
Yeah. No, it was great. I remember, because I got the last question in that interview, which at that time it felt like that was going to be the last time that the Toronto media was able to talk to Kyle, was through the Zoom.
Man, that's legendary. One Raptor legend to another.
Okay, all right, man, enough. But
I'm going to draft you again.
I said, so I got the last question, which in the whole process in the Zoom interview, you put your hand up, right?
And thanks for explaining.
No, I'm saying there's a whole seniority that goes into it.
Right. So the PR sequences the questions.
Yeah.
Doug Smith goes first.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera.
So literally I was going last.
Yeah.
Right. So that tells you what the priorities were at that time. Although, now that I'm at Sportsnet, different story. But anyway, it's all good. I got the last question, and I think I was going to ask, I asked Kyle about sort of like, man, you've been here for 10 years. You're about to turn 35. And he was like, no, hold on. And I was like, oh, my bad. You're about to turn 30 for the 5th time or the 6th time or whatever. Right. Which is what I'm going to say to you soon.
That's what I'm going to say to you soon when you turn 30. Yes, the tables have turned.
That's still like 8 months away at
I'm
least.
so excited,
But
man.
um, I asked him about sort of what it meant for him to grow as a person, and he gave this really long, great answer. And then I had a follow up, but I was like, what am I going to follow up that with? And I was just like, Kyle, I got the last question here. So I just wanted to say on behalf of all of us here, you took us to all these great places.
Oh, yeah. Fanboy Lou, let's go.
Just wanted to say thank you on behalf of the media corps.
On behalf, this guy spoke for the media. That's always dangerous.
No, I'm serious. Go back and watch that video. I just my last question was just thank you. And that's how I felt. And then the next day he was here.
Yeah, he was here. I don't remember.
And then Norm was gone. That sucked.
Yeah,
that really sucked.
Yeah,
man.
that day sucked. Matt Thomas got traded. That was tough for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways,
Matt Thomas did get traded.
I actually don't remember Kyle's actual last game. Was it the win over the Lakers?
Yeah, it was 37 against the Lakers.
And then he just sat the rest of the season.
He had nothing else to do. He was like, "Yo, the Lakers, you guys didn't trade Taylor Horn Tucker for me."
Yeah, I mean,
here's 37.
Let's see how the
put you in, and that loss, by the way, put the Lakers into the play-in.
Oh man, yeah. Let's see how the Sixers do in these playoffs. I'm still gonna say they should have traded for Kyle Lowry.
I'm sure they'd rather have Kyle than James Harden.
Yeah, we'll get to that next week.
Yeah,
the race for the Atlantic Division might be on. We'll see. But yeah, I think there's so much to say about Kyle, and then I think so many of the words that he said to Doug Smith and to the Players Tribune, I think is only going to ramp up, like you mentioned, the emotions at the arena on Sunday, because it's going to be a really emotional moment, like not just for people like us, not just for the fans. Like you can tell Kyle's going to be real emotional about this.
Yeah, and you know what? I think he, for him, I think he should soak it all in. Like these are the rarest moments that happen for athletes, where you get to just be universally celebrated and loved. And, it's going to be like a once-in-a-lifetime thing for him. So I hope him and his teammates, everybody, is ready to celebrate it. And
but let's get a Raptors victory.
But let's get a win, man.
That's a big game. Like for,
oh, yeah.
Let's not say forget about
2 games back in Miami? 3 games?
If we just beat Detroit 3 times this season.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
Shout out to Detroit, by the way, man.
Oh, big win.
Yeah, big win last night.
Big win over the frauds.
Cade Cunningham is a problem.
Yeah, he's a problem.
I don't know if people have seen. Listen, I know Raptor fans don't want to hear anything of the following words, which is Scottie Barnes should win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, we don't need a third candidate. What are you doing, man?
No, I need a third candidate to split some of the votes for Mobley.
Oh, okay. You did compare Cade to the NDP.
Yeah, but sometimes the NDP, it's an important coalition, right? Like that's our government right now.
That's right. That's right.
Got to work with the NDP. So,
yeah, I think it'd be cool too to see if some of the Raptors players come.
Oh, what? We're 4.5 games back in Miami. Okay, damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not catching Miami, but whatever.
Focus on Philly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool for some of the players on Sunday too, the Raptors players, to maybe come in and pay tribute to Kyle. I think it'd be cool if Fred showed up wearing a Kyle jersey, something like that.
I think what. There's a non-0% chance he will do that.
I think he will actually. I think some of these players are going to pay tribute to him, especially guys like Pascal, OG. Fred. That's about it.
What, Malachi's not going to come in?
Oh, right.
He was teammates with Kyle last year.
Yeah, that's right. What do you want Malachi to do, man? Push-ups during warm-ups?
No, wear number 3, the Kyle Lowry 3 jersey.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, but, maybe they can even replicate Kyle's warm-up routine. I don't know. Maybe Fred shouldn't do that, though.
No, they're not going to go that far out for it.
They're going to make Utah
But maybe Kyle can do the warm-up routine with the Raptors. How about that? I would love that.
Oh, man, that will fracture Heat culture further.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. That's cool, man.
Goran should fly in for the ceremonial opening tip, man. These are his 2 teams. These are your refs are Bill Kennedy, Evan Scott, and Goran Dragic.
Okay, we're losing that game then.
No, it's gonna be super fun. But no, I think we should take a quick break because we're gonna have Iman join us.
That's right.
In the second segment, and we're gonna draft our favorite Kyle Lowry moments in Toronto, and I think through the draft we'll be able to talk a lot more about some of these specific moments.
However, before we go to break, though, we got to give our shout-outs.
Oh, that's right.
Go ahead, Alex. I know you're very thankful because I see a lot of nicknames in here.
Oh, yeah. So we were trying to come up with nicknames yesterday for Thad Young, for Precious, Chris Boucher, and we're going to have Schitt's Creek's Ennis Esmer, acclaimed actor, who sent us some ideas yesterday. The man who came up with Spice and Dice.
Right.
He's going to come on next Friday and pitch us some of his ideas. But yes, shout outs to everybody on the Friday. Shout outs to Derek and Jennifer, a.k.a. the Nick Nurse and Masai Ujiri of the Raptors Show. Shouts to Ryan Fabro, the Bobby Webster of this pod. This is not even nicknames. These are just comparisons.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Maria and Kyle, they're the Chris Boucher and Precious Achua of the Raptors Show.
Dynamic duo. No one knows about them.
Dynamic duo. Dan Toman, aka DT, aka Poker Dan.
What was Dan's? Did he have a special handle like Kings Are Good?
No, that's our
That's how
guy
you knew.
Wes,
That's
yeah.
how you knew who really did the
That's who-
who had an original Poker Stars account before the game.
Yeah, if you have a Poker Stars account that references like actual cards, you're a degenerate. Shouts to Greg Sansoni, aka the Godfather.
The Podfather.
Yep, and Pat Flash, aka the Flash, because that's the speed with which she helps me with all my issues
Wow.
here at Sportsnet. And we want to thank you to our guests this week too, Amy Audibert, aka Amazing Amy.
Oh my
The
goodness.
time that I spent on this was less than Kyle's Players Tribune essay.
Can't wait to get to the second segment.
Armani Brooks, aka Easy Money Sniper.
Yep.
Dan Devine, aka Divine Intervention. Vivek Jacob. Why did I call him the International Man of Mystery?
No, call him the one that you want to say.
AKA nicknames that I cannot say on air. That's it. Let's go to break, do this draft.
Yeah, let's do it. I've been your host, Willu. You've been listening to The Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590, The Fan. Welcome back to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. I'm your host, Will Lou. I continue to be joined by producer and co-host Alex Wong. And as promised, we are joined in the second segment by Iman Adon, Dishes and Dimes, Raptors Twitter. Iman, the reason we have you here is because we know you are the number one Kyle Lowry adorer and also the number one DeMar DeRozan hater based on what I've seen on the timeline of late. So,
wow.
Iman, welcome to the program.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me. Love DeMar.
Everyone loves DeMar. Look, when you're with somebody for a very long time, there will be ups and downs, but ultimately the feeling is the feeling. The feeling is always love with DeMar. It's the same thing with Kyle, man. So when people have these conversations on the timeline, it's like, yeah, wow, one tweet might say this, one tweet might say that. I think the overall sentiment for Raptor fans is overwhelmingly positive for both players, so we have to get that out the way. However, we're here to do our favorite Kyle Lowry moments draft. And we are going to have 5 rounds. Iman, you're the guest, so you are going to have the first pick. Then I'm going to have the second pick. Then Alex is always going to have the third pick.
I don't know why.
It's fine that you always get the third pick because you're going to take something really dumb like Kyle Lowry going under George Hill's legs.
Iman, don't pick that one out of respect for me.
I'll leave that for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
but yeah, no, I think the draft format is good. You know, we obviously talked about Kyle in the first segment, but I think after we draft these moments, like we should definitely talk a little bit about them too, as a way to remember Kyle. So, Iman, without further ado, your first pick in the favorite Kyle Lowry moments draft.
I mean, it's an easy one. We're going to Game 6, June 13th, 2019. Do I need to say anything else? Kyle Lowry, especially in that first half, I was just re-looking at the tape there. In the first 2 minutes and 12 seconds, he scored the first 11 points for the Raptors and then assisted on that 14th point from Pascal Siakam. That's it.
Yeah, tremendous performance. This is the one that I think absolutely deserves to go number one. And actually, I had prepared a clip of this because for anyone who wants to question what Kyle Lowry ever did in the playoffs, this is what Kawhi Leonard had to say about Kyle Lowry's performance that night.
That's like I just told him he's MVP of this game. He came out 11 straight 12 points. Like when your point guard do that, it's like you can't lose this game, or you better make your next shot because
we gonna put it out there.
And we just left it off.
We left it on the floor, baby.
You gotta ask him what his mindset was. He made 5 shots in a row. I was like, damn.
Win. That's all that mattered. Win. That's the mindset.
And for people who don't remember that, that's the interview immediately after the finals. Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry sitting down with Rachel Nichols on ESPN, and Kawhi says, "You're the MVP of this game."
Yeah, was Kawhi wearing a Clippers hat? Just
salty about these
Sorry.
things.
I can't believe he said when your point guard does that, you can't lose a game, and then went on to never play with a point guard again.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
It's not about Kawhi today, but it somehow always goes back to him.
Yeah, that man really ruins vibes. I don't know what else to say. That man ruins vibes.
Brought a championship, though. Anyways, what is your first pick, William Lou?
Okay, my first pick, more recent, because I figured that was going to go first overall. I'm going to have to take the 30-point comeback. From Kyle Lowry. This is December 2019. The Raptors were down, I think, 83-53 at home. I think OG and Serge both had like 5 points at that point. This is midway through the third quarter. And Nick Nurse, as he always does, says, I'll take one last shot at it. You know what?
He's somewhat of a mad scientist.
Yeah, lots of coaches just say, screw this game or whatever, right? Goes out there, puts Kyle in 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Raptors come back from being down 30 points. And just listen to that again. There were only 2 minutes left in the third quarter, which means there's only 14 minutes left to make up 30 points. And let's not forget that the Raptors had Kyle out there, of course, but his running mates were Chris Boucher, who I would say is the second best player in that run, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, Malcolm Miller, and Terrence Davis. That's who he did that 30-point comeback with. He performed a miracle that night. I remember Herbie in the arena. You know when Herbie gets really excited? He stops just saying like, well, yeah, every no, but it's
you need to be more specific here.
No, but when he gets like really into the moment, he's not just like he's breaking his character, right? Like that. Except it was the opposite. And he said, "Do you believe in miracles?" And he said it so loudly and so convincingly. I was like, you know what? I'm not religious, but I do believe in miracles. It
sounded threatening.
My religion is Kyle Lowry.
He rolled up to you like Serge did Marquise Chris.
Yeah, he was like,
"Do you believe in miracles?" Tell me right now, William Lou.
So, but anyway, 30-point comeback.
Lowry plus bench is always impressive. I mean, it might be the reason that Eric Spoelstra wins 50 games for the first time since LeBron James.
That's right.
Lowry
that's
plus
right.
bench
We're taking all the credit for that. No, but Kyle plus any 4 players has been not even a running joke, just a running theme.
Bro, that was Kyle plus any 4 players.
Yeah. No, that was amazing. And you know, I'll add to that moment too, Will. I think what was really impressive too, and we've seen this from Kyle over and over again, being a really selfless teammate, is after the game when he did the interview, he didn't want to take any credit for it. He shouted out the other 4 guys on the floor. And this is just something that Kyle has always done. And I'm sure there's going to be moments that we pick that are going to kind of explain that as well. All right. My first pick. You know what? I'm kind of piggybacking off Iman. This is another Game 6 moment. I'm going to take the Kyle and Masai embrace on the court after the championship. You know, I think reading Kyle's Players Tribune essay today, he detailed a off-season phone call this past summer when he decided to go to Miami and had a conversation with Masai. And basically they talked about how, you know, this is not going to be a final call. They're still going to keep in touch and always talk. And, you know, I think there's many ways to look, you know, through this kind of era of Raptors basketball. One way to look at it is the Kyle and Masai, you know, relationship and, you know, the ups and downs. And we all know that that championship season started with a lot of stress, a lot of tension, a lot of turmoil. You know, we didn't know what Kawhi's plans were. And also Kyle famously, I think, did not speak with Masai the first half of the season. And they had to have a sit down. And, you know, adding to the context too, you know, unfortunate what happened to Masai to get on that floor. You know, for Kyle to grab him and for them to have that embrace, you know, that's one of those moments that'll always stick with me from that championship run and specifically from that night.
Yeah. And by the way, that relationship goes back from like day one when Masai joined the organization in 2013. And it was reported that he had a conversation with Kyle, brought him into his office, and he said, do you want to be a $1 million player, a $5 million player, a $10 million player, or a max contract player? And he challenged him like that. And he's like, I think you have the talent to be a max contract player, but you're not reaching that potential. And I think that that's one of the rare things that Masai can do is that he can look these players eye to eye and challenge them in that way, in a big brother kind of way. And yeah, that relationship is really beautiful, man. You know, Kyle saving Masai, Masai saving Kyle in different contexts. It's amazing. And I'm really happy for both of them. And I think it was very important for Masai to maintain that relationship with Kyle because that relationship with DeMar had unfortunately had to be sacrificed in the Kawhi trade. So, all right, round 2. Iman, you're on the clock.
I'm going to piggyback off of Alex. He piggybacked off of mine. I think it's only fair. I'm going to go to another Game 6 moment in the Eastern Conference semifinals, post-game, when Ernie's trying to interview Lowry, but you can't even hear anything because the crowd is giving Lowry love. So I wanted to give that Lowry crowd moment, which is also, it hasn't been as seamless, the love there for Lowry as it was for DeRozan over all of those years. And, you know, we're not drafting the worst moments, but if there was a time where
Iman, we might have a bonus round of what Will is calling, I guess Kyle Lowry's, greatest failures in Toronto.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, Will, plus 11, okay? Plus 11.
Okay, all right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Shout out DJ Augustine, but yeah.
Plus 11 with 0 points, but anyway, keep going.
No, but I was going to say, like, one of the lowlights, this might be sort of hinting at that, is when a fan had a trade Lowry sign at Jurassic Park for a playoff game. So it hasn't always been like a seamless or a beautiful kind of relationship. There have been contentious points at times, but just in that moment when the entire crowd is chanting Lowry's name and he gets to take that in and just like that was like such a special moment in Raptors fandom. I'm gonna get emotional talking about it, but no, that to me, I think that might be an upset. I don't think I had that in as my second one, but you know what? I'm gonna piggyback off of Alex's point there, and that's gonna be my number 2 moment.
This hurts so much because this was the exact next moment I was gonna pick, and I remember it's all good. This is great drafting. No, I think being in that building, there was no prompt to do that. No. And Kawhi had gotten interviewed as well. I think other people had gotten interviewed as well. Nobody else got their name chanted. But that crowd chanted Kyle Lowry, 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 and it was organic and it was loud. And it as Iman said, it interrupted the interview because of how much love it was feeling. And it's one of those moments in that playoff run, in that championship run, where it's just like, I will never forget that. Like, I literally have a handful of confetti from the court that night.
Still have that video saved on my phone, just like for a minute and a half of the chanting, and I still go back to it sometimes, and I'm really glad Iman drafted that. And I think, Iman, you made a really good point, too. I do agree that, like, I feel like the appreciation from the fan base, for Kyle came a little bit, like, late. Like I felt like a lot of that poured out during the championship run. Yeah. And I think after they won the Eastern Conference Finals, like you mentioned, like, that was a really good moment. And yeah, like it's great to see Kyle finally get the appreciation that he deserved, like not just from this fan base, but I think the 2019 championship run really kind of made people look at Kyle's entire career differently.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think that was amazing as well. All right, William Liu, you're on the clock, second pick.
All right, this is the last moment or game I'm going to take, actually. It's the 35 points, Game 7, Eastern Conference semifinals at home to beat Miami. Kyle Lowry goes off for 35 points. This is during that playoff run, very difficult moments. 2 a.m. shooting in the gym by himself. Again, that might be the first pick when we're talking about in our bonus segment. But, like, yeah, I have to take that one. 35 points. The last 3 that he made, I think he made like 5 or 6 threes. Mike Breen yelling bang. And it was just such a great moment because you remember when the Raptors are going to the conference finals for the first time? Young and Dundas Square.
Oh, yes.
Toronto Tupac. The whole video is legendary.
Yeah. Name me 3
I don't think I've been more hyped.
No,
I don't think I've ever been more hyped.
That was great.
Seriously.
But name me 3 great moments from that Raptors Heat series because that was a slog.
Game 7. Game
Yeah,
7.
that's it.
Game 7
for Kyle.
Because it's
Bismack
hot fire.
Biyombo blocking Dwayne Wade and then someone else back to back, and then in between that caught 2 dunks. Was also a great moment. But seriously, Kyle, 35 points in that Game 7. Clutch.
You remember the Kyle Lowry half-court shot that made us believe Game 1 would be ours?
Yeah,
but we
the
lost
game,
that one.
That's the game where he went out and shot after.
Yeah.
Like after they sent it to overtime. No, Kyle's had some hilarious moments.
That game 7, like the Raptors, even to this point, like even after the championship, have never had a Game 7 that's ever been relaxing. But I felt like I could pick up my feet in that game. It felt like a game in January at some points. Like Lowry was spectacular. I mean, you're always going to be nervous watching the Raptors play, but
he made
Game 7 is the most relaxed you will ever be in a Raptors playoff game, and that's because Kyle was the superstar that night.
As a party.
Yeah,
Alex, your second pick.
I'm gonna take Kyle's pass to OG Anunoby in Game 3 of the bubble against the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to touch some of these other moments that Kyle had in that series in case you guys are going to draft them. So just going to focus on this one. They lost the first 2 games of that series. Looked like they were going to go down 3-0. Their season was going to be over.
Imagine getting swept by the Celtics.
No, I didn't want to imagine it.
And we didn't have to.
But I almost had to. When that ball was in the air, I was like, he threw it over Taco Fall. I was like, where is this going? It landed right in OG Anunoby's shooting pocket. And OG made the 3. But how many guys, honestly, in this league can make that pass? Like, I think you can't even count them on one hand.
Yeah.
Like, I think...
Him moving back, by the way, because there was no courtside seats, the extra space afforded to him on the sideline allowed the extra little bit of angle.
Yep.
Throw the pass, too. Just genius level stuff.
And I think that's one of those plays that defines what Kyle brings to the floor, right? Yeah. Like when you talk about other players having, like, highlight dunks or going for 50-point games... Like, Kyle's not in that category, but he affects winning in so many different ways. And I thought that was another, like, career-defining moment for Kyle. And it's another highlight I love to revisit all the time.
There you go. All right, round 3. Iman, you're on the clock.
Round 3. In the words of Drake, 666, I'm going to pick another Game 6 moment in that same series that Alex was talking about. Kyle Lowry, just in that Eastern Conference semifinals against Boston, in the bubble there, he played 53 minutes in that game. He had 33 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, and won the Raptors that game. And he still had time to pull the Lowry stuff that, like, upsets other fan bases, but Raptor fans love. Like, remember when he was, like, sticking his finger in that armband in the wristband of Jason Tatum? Yeah, no, he did that with, like, less than a second to go in overtime. Like, he could not... He's not going to miss an opportunity to be a little bit of a pest, which is fun. But 53 minutes played for some guy who was 34 years old at this point, and won the Raptors the game. He looked like the best player that night, and is the reason the Raptors not only didn't get swept, but weren't in a gentleman's sweep either, and took it to the final game of the series.
Yeah, what a performance. That's probably my favorite Mark Jackson call of all time. When he said spin move, and then he hits the shot, and then... He said swim because Kyle Lowry fell.
He was crawling.
He fell on his chest somehow.
I forgot he not only 33 points, but he hit that turnaround fadeaway at the elbow over Kemba. Yeah, my goodness.
He said swim. That's a bad boy. And I was like, what a hilarious call. No, but seriously, that was such a great moment. Damn. I can't believe we had to play in the bubble, but Kyle was awesome in that bubble. And he was the reason why the Raptors didn't get swept by the Celtics. And look, listen, Kyle torturing the Celtics should be like its own category, really, because he's done it so many times, including most recently with the Miami Heat. All right, for round 3, I'm also going to pick a single play from Kyle, and that is Kyle Lowry, also in Game 6. Maybe Game 6 Kyle Lowry is a thing. Maybe how Game 6 Clay is a thing. Game 6 Kyle Lowry seems to be a thing now that we're on this topic. But the Bucks are on the verge of losing 2019, right? Had already lost 3 straight, had a big lead, I think 11 by 15 points. Raptors go on a huge run, 26-3 to be exact, because I watch this every week. And coming down, Chris Middleton, all-star, right? Every year all-star, always an all-star somehow, comes down, tries to go behind his back with Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet in the vicinity. Wrong move, because that man can't dribble. Kyle steals the ball, pushes the break, and then last second turn around, flips it to Kawhi as the trailer. And then, as Kyle always does on these plays, because we've seen these for a million times from him, when he turns around on that pass, he's going to then use himself as a screener and bump the shot blocker a slight bit. So in this case, he turned around, he blocked Giannis a slight bit. And even though Giannis got up, he got up just in time to be in that poster with Kawhi. And that was such a big play. That capitalized. That was the exclamation mark on that run. So, yeah, the Kyle Lowry steal plus assist plus screen assist. This guy got 2 assists on the same play.
That's right. Made history.
You know what's crazy about that play? It was identical to one that he had with DeMar DeRozan at the start of the We the North era. And it's
Celtics,
ingrained in my memory. It was against the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was at the start of like the We the North era. Like it was after the Rudy Gay trade. I remember like Amir Johnson wasn't on because Open Gym covered this and it was beautifully done, where Amir Johnson was watching this from home and he got to see the entire thing and you get to sort of watch it through his eyes, which is pretty cool. But it was identical to like what sparked this sort of We the North era. And then to cap it off with a championship run was like spectacular, poetic in a way that Lowry didn't even recognize.
Yeah. Well, Alex?
All right.
Third pick, round 3?
Trying to decide. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to take Kyle Lowry drawing charges at the 2020 All-Star game.
Ooh, very good pick.
You know,
good. I love it. I love it.
I think there was so much, like, people were really angry at Kyle for making these winning plays at the end of an All-Star game, which had an Elam ending, which meant that every possession was basically the last possession.
Yes.
Because the game was, basically tied and then the next possession was going to win. And Kyle was just out there doing Kyle things. Now, number one, I think people should remember that obviously these are the best players on the floor. And when you get to the end of the All-Star game, you're no longer playing the guys who just got in to the team.
No Chris Middletons at this point.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly took the words out of my mouth. But like you're talking about LeBron James, you're talking about Giannis on the floor, James Harden, all these guys. And Kyle was one of the top 10 guys that was on the floor for that game.
I mean, to be fair, Nick was coaching.
I know, but we don't need that context. And he made all those winning plays, and I thought it was just so incredible for Kyle in an all-star game, like to showcase exactly what he's all about. And I was highly entertained by it, so I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really amazing. And just a photo of him grinning and going like this, like plays going the other way. It's like, yeah, that's why Kyle was an all-star. It really was. The little things. So, all right, we have moved to round 4. I think at this point, I might have to put in a rule. I'm sorry if this affects you two, but we have to go with off-court moments, or at least not like specific basketball celebration type of plays. Like you could still draft your little, like him going under George Hill's legs. That's more of a meme, but I feel like we got to go off-court moments and memes at this point, or quotes or anything like that.
I'm cool with that. Are you cool with that, Iman?
No, I'm totally cool with that. Yeah. I got it.
This is the easiest draft, by the way.
Oh,
like,
we could have gone 10 rounds.
Yeah, we each have like 50 moments.
Go 50 rounds. Yeah. All right. So it's got to be Kyle teaching DeMar DeRozan math.
Oh, yes.
Right?
That's a clip.
Where
clip.
DeMar... So DeMar was talking about how many times he played in London, and I guess the Raptors lost twice to the Nets and then beat the Magic once in DeMar's time here. And so he was like, going 1-3, and Kyle was like, "You mean 1-2?" He's like, "No, 1-3. You played here 3 times, so how can it be 1-3? And that entire exchange where Kyle was teaching him it's either 1-4-3 or 1-2 in your time in London was great stuff. Kyle teaching DeMar DeRozan math. That's my moment.
Yeah, it was really.
You played 3 games? This will be my 3rd game here. So 1 and 2. You know, no, I don't. No, wait. If you play 2 games and you add 1, that means 3 games. Yeah, but you said 1 and 3. If we win 1-4-3. 1-4-3. 1-4-3 or 1 and 2? That's what I meant. 1-4-3. Oh, 1 for 3. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh man, you clipped out at the end where he said USC baby.
USC baby.
Yeah. And DeMar was like, not even go to school that much because he was a one and done. But no, that's a great moment. And honestly, Colin DeMar moments really deserves its own section, which is why for this pick, I'm gonna go with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan telling the story of them going to get McFlurries at, I think, 3 a.m. We have another clip here.
Yeah.
Who idea was it to walk to McDonald's and go get McFlurries at like 2 in the morning in Wichita, Kansas? Was it mine or yours?
It was
mine? Yeah.
It was yours.
That's when I was fat, though. That's when I was fat, though.
Okay, there you go. It was closed, so we had to go walk through the drive-through window and knock on the window to order the McFlurry.
But they wouldn't serve it because we didn't have a car, so we just asked a guy on a motorcycle to order for us.
Wait a minute. You guys make how much money again?
We paid for his meal, though.
I'm happy they paid for his meal, man. Kyle and DeMar were like, hey, listen, there's $5 in it for you.
Oh, man.
Great moments. Alex, do you have a Kyle and DeMar moment, or are you going off the board?
I'm going off the board. I'm going to take when Kyle just ended practice at the UCLA practice facility and just sat. I think the story was he just sat in the middle of the court. And
he sat on the ball.
He sat on the ball. They were having a scrimmage. I think the story goes that the bench mob that season was beating them. They were working them in a scrimmage, and Dwayne wasn't really happy about it. And Kyle just said, all right, practice is over. And I think this pick in general, just want to give a shout out to Kyle. You know, Kyle, upsets his bosses, but is beloved by his teammates. And I think that's a great way for people to aspire to in general. As long as you've got the love of your coworkers and the people around you, I think that is the most important. And in one of the stories today, Josh Lewinberg wrote, he talked to DeMar, and DeMar shared a story too that was similar to this about Kyle saying that, after they had a bad game, Kyle's like, man, I'm really upset right now. I'm upset at everybody. I'm going to be 2 hours late for the team plane the next day. And DeMar just thought he was joking. And then the next day, Kyle really did show up 2 hours late for the team flight.
Amazing.
So I guess they just waited for him. So Kyle Lowry, the disruptor in general, is my pick.
Yes, a working class man. All right, Iman, the last pick of the draft.
Last pick. Okay, hold on. I think I might shift it. This is kind of more of a fan moment.
Oh.
Getting Kyle Lowry to start in the All-Star game. Like the push for Kyle Lowry. Do you remember when that happened? And he had Justin Bieber tweeting for it and people wanting Drake to do it. And just that entire push to get him in the 2015 All-Star game. And then in the game, we get a dunk from Kyle.
That's right. Yeah. Wasn't it a lob dunk? Was it an alley-oop?
Was it? I don't even remember it. I just remember the dunk. I don't remember how.
Right.
I don't think he could not have caught a lob.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not looking up.
Kyle cannot catch a lob.
I would doubt
being in the air? I don't think
so.
Oh,
it was a putback.
Maybe.
It was a putback dunk. My bad. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
That's almost more impressive, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah. We're doing propaganda on this show.
The balls.
Every day.
But no, so that entire moment I just thought was like a lot of fun. The fact that like it was a concerted effort from Matt Devlin and the fan base and Justin Bieber even to get Kyle Lowry in the game.
Yeah, that was honestly, the way Raptor fans have shown up for Kyle consistently is really beautiful. For my last pick, I'm going to take another Kyle and DeMar moment. This was the interview at practice, at a random practice, where Kyle decided to just like screw around with DeMar. And this was a thing that he used to always do in these scrums where they would just mess with each other. Kyle was holding a glass bottle as if he was pretending to hold a microphone. And then he started teasing him and had this legendary exchange.
Your field goal percentage in this last stretch has been higher. What's the reasoning for that, would you say?
Is he not shooting dumb shots?
No, Kyle and DeMar moments honestly could have been its own draft.
Yeah. No, it was great because
at least I could get my shot off. Is that not how DeMar responds?
Yeah, he was like, and then Kyle was like, after 38 pump fakes. And then DeMar had just this incredible laugh. But no, seriously, just them teasing each other all the time. I think that was just I don't know. It was one of the things that you can always expect after a Raptors win. It was like a a dessert at the end of the meal. I use that analogy.
You
way too
used that
often,
yesterday.
I'm sorry.
You asked me for my favorite dessert yesterday.
All right, so what's
2-hour shows coming next week. Look for repeat content.
All right, last pick. Alex,
last pick, obvious. Kyle Lowry crawling between George Hill's legs.
Of course, yes.
Just an iconic moment.
Mr. Underhill.
Greatest moment ever.
Not big into NFTs, but that is definitely one moment I would purchase as an NFT to just own for myself. I was in the arena. I just couldn't tell what was going on. Like, what was he trying to do? Was he expecting? So I have a clip here, actually. Stan Van Gundy on the broadcast reacting to the play.
It was an interesting move. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen anybody try to take their body through the guy's legs. You?
That might be the first.
I don't know what that is, but I think the call was correct.
I've seen players try to jump over other players.
Yes, that I've seen. No, he tried to go underneath him. It's an interesting call. It's not one that they train the officials on because you just don't see that very often.
You know what the best part of that was, though? The best part of that is Kyle looks so incredulous that they called a foul on him.
It's like, what did I do?
He's like, Nick, use your review. Challenge this.
He said that's a blocking foul.
No, I don't know, man. I think about that moment like once a week and I just crack up at it. Just Kyle doing anything possible to try to create any sort of advantage. I actually think that really...
No, he's maniacal about that, which is one of the reasons why we love him.
No, it is.
Yeah.
One moment that I forgot was like Kyle's shot not really working and him being like, nah, the rims aren't straight. Line them up. And they pulled out the level.
Oh, yeah.
And they just lined up the rims.
Oh, man. So we have like a minute here. I think we should just... I'm sure we have like leftover things that we didn't draft. Maybe we can just throw them out there as one-liners. So I can start, I was going to take him, Kyle and Matt Thomas at the Nutcracker performance.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna,
Why did he do that?
I was going to give Kyle love for always grabbing game balls. I think he was grabbing game balls for other people. I think even the Kawhi shot in game 7, he was grabbing the ball after, I want to say.
I have that on my list.
And I was going to shout out James Dolan for backing out of the trading for Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
So those are mine quick ones.
Beautiful moment.
Iman, do you have any quick ones you want to shout out?
Yeah, so I was gonna shout him out for the pregame intros. Like those are always weird and fun. And
why do we? Oh, damn.
Jeremy Lin coming in and being like, "What am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna pretend I'm eating ramen." That's what he did. That's what Jeremy did.
No, he was eating.
So those are always great. And also, like to me, the greatest Kyle Lowry game ever was in regular season at the very least was the 43 points against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he hit the game winner in Delly's eyes. Yeah, so those are a couple of ones that I would throw out there as well.
No, you guys took all of mine. The only one I had left was Craig's Cookies with Kawhi, which really changed the run. So just to quickly recap, in our favorite Kyle Lowry moments. Insomnia Cookies, my bad. I'm thinking more Toronto. All right, Iman has Game 6, Kyle Lowry, championship. Game 6, Kyle Lowry, the Lowry Chance Eastern Conference Finals. Kyle Lowry, Game 6 in the bubble, so 3 Game 6s. Kyle Lowry teaching DeMar math, and Kyle Lowry start the All-Star game in 2015. I have the 30-point comeback. I have 35 points in Game 7, 2016. I have the Lowry plus assist to Kawhi's poster on Giannis. I have Kyle and DeMar McFlurries, and I have Kyle and DeMar just teasing each other about shot selection. Alex has the assist to OG in Game 3. He has Colin Masai, the embrace after the championship. He has the 2020 All-Star charge in the All-Star game. He has Kyle Lowry sitting on the ball at practice, and he has Kyle Lowry and George Hill. Nothing less to be said there. So thanks, everyone, for listening to the show. You've been listening to the Raptors Show, powered by DoorDash on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Thanks again to my producer and co-host Alex Wong, to our board producer Dan Grandale, and Jennifer Rolnick for helping us behind the scenes of the YouTube stream. Thanks to Iman for helping us with the draft, and I'll talk to you soon.